Hey there, Pastor Jeff here with another round of Bible talk. Let's jump right into it. This week's question says, though the Bible doesn't exclusively say where exactly did everyone come from after Adam and Eve was kicked out of the garden. So most likely referring to, who did Cain and Abel marry and that sort of thing. And we'll get into that. The first part of this question says, though the Bible doesn't exclusively say, but I want to challenge that. And let's take a look. Let's dig into it. So if we open the Bible, we'll go to Genesis. This actually is going to come from Genesis chapter 1. That's where we're going to see this. We'll go all the way towards the end of it where we see on the sixth day that God creates man in his own image, man and woman. The Bible actually says, chapter 1, verse 27, it says, so God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created him, male and female, he created him. So male and female both created on day 6. Chapter 2, you get into a little more detail on how he did that and how that came about. But we know what happened on day 6. And what's interesting is in verse 28, right after that, we get the first commandment that they're given. It says, God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, and over every living thing that moves on the earth. So we can see from creation, from the get-go, they were told to be fruitful and multiply. So based on that, we can see that before they were kicked out of the garden, they were already given the command and moving forward to have children and to start to populate the earth. That's what they were commanded to do. And we know that they followed all the commandments God gave them until they ate of the fruit. So since they followed all the commands up to that point, it's fair to say that they were having kids already before they even got kicked out of the garden. The Bible just doesn't give us details on all those other kids that they had. And then, once they get kicked out, we see everything that happens with Cain and Abel and Seth and that lineage. And that's the lineage that Jesus Christ actually came from, which is probably why there's more details on them than on any of the others. But I hope this answers that question. And I keep those questions coming in on our app or send them over to me either way. Thank you so much for that time. It's important to keep in mind it's not just what you believe, but it's why you believe it. And we'll see you next time.